we're going to see the Vietnam War Memorial. And before talking about the Vietnam War Memorial, because I think it's the most powerful and the most incredible memorial that you can see, not only in Washington, probably in the whole United States, and one of the most impressive in the entire world. I had the opportunity to travel a lot. I've been in 70 countries at this point of my life. What you're going to see now is unique. Okay? Before talking about that, let me talk about the Vietnam War. The Vietnam War is still the longest military engagement in American history. 16 years, okay? The war that we had now has been 14 years, okay? And it's going to pass it probably. But this is still the longest one. It's also at the same time with the civil rights movement. The protests in this country were huge. Many people refused to go to Vietnam. For example, Muhammad Ali said his worst enemy was not a Vietnamese, it was a white man and the segregation, okay? For that reason, we took all his title and his license to be a boxer in this country. If you saw the film Forrest Gump, you had an idea what I'm talking about. The protests were at a certain point that were against the war, but also against the soldiers. And all those soldiers, when they come back home, they were the respect, okay? Because sometimes the protests were going directly to the airports, okay? There's a veteran, his name is James Pritt. He's the person that goes to Congress and push Congress to put money to treat these people, because those soldiers come with a very specific sickness that we call today post-traumatic stress disorder. And that veteran, he became very famous to help these people with money in the hospital to treat them. And he's the person who said in Congress, we need to build a memorial to recognize, to remember all those people that went to fight in Vietnam. And Congress approved this. That is going to be the first war memorial in the whole national. The one that you saw today, the World War II, that's from 2004. This was for 1982. They make a contest, an anonymous contest, okay? One great thing that I think about Washington, D.C. is that most of all the buildings and memorials that you see, all are made from anonymous people. For example, the Capitol building you saw in the morning, it was made by the doctor. He put his project in the 15 projects, and he's the person who won the contest. Thomas Jefferson put 2 projects, and he didn't want it. And in this case, 1,200 people put their project, and the person who won was a 21 years old lady, architecture student at Yale University, Maya Lane. She's the one that designed the wall. And what I think incredible about that wall is what does she create. She put 2 granite walls. It's a V. For her, the war started in the middle, in the deepest part of the memorial, where the 2 walls get connected. When you go in the middle, the right panel at the top, you will see the year 1959, and all the names go to the right, and they make like an invisible circle, and they come back from the left, they go to the middle, left panel at the bottom, 1975. That's the last year of the war. She wanted to put the name of all the casualties. There is more than 58,000 names in that wall. She didn't want to put it in alphabetical order or by birth, she put it by death. Veterans who died together should be honored together. She also wanted to tell us something about them. This means she creates some symbols. The most common one you will see is a diamond. This means the spellson was killed in action. If you see a cross, we don't know where he is. He's a missing in action. Sometimes there's crosses that they create a diamond, because with the DNA test, we recognize that body and we know who is that person. Okay? When you walk through the memorial, you will see yourself. It's reflective, because Maya Lin wants you to see how the war is reflective on you. But at the middle, it's reflective, the American flag and the obelisk, because it's not only on you, it's in the whole country. When you walk, probably you will see letters, you will see stuff. Whatever thing you see there, you can read it, it's not a problem, okay? After you leave it there. They are very sentimental stuff, they're very hard some things. For example, remember this bat of baseball? His friend led that bat to his friend here because he was going to Vietnam. He never came back. He put that bat of baseball 35 years later. The biggest thing that someone left here, 2 veterans, They promised themselves to come back to the United States and make their trip with a Harley Davidson. One never came, the other one did it, and he left the motorcycle there. Whatever thing you see is from today, because the National Park picked all that at night, and they have an archive like in that direction. They will build a museum about all this, and it will be like in a few years, but it will be in that direction underground. It's mean whatever thing is from today. This happened 40 years ago, and the people are still coming here to live stuff. The connection between that wall and the American people is just unique. When the wall opened, the veterans, they really didn't like too much this. They say Maya Lin was in a protest. She just put the name to say, look how we waste the people. And those veterans, they reclaim to have something more realistic, more traditional. And that's when the three soldiers that they are there, you're going to see it, they come 2 years later. Each one represents one ethnicity. There's the Caucasian, the African American, the Latino. Why? Because we are in the middle of the civil rights movement. We need to recognize the diversity in the country, okay? As well, on the other side, the opposite side, you will see three females. That's the Women's Memorial, because we need to recognize the effort of all the women in the war. Especially in this one, there were nurses, okay? Now, I will explain you how to find the names, because I know your chaperones have some names that you're going to find in the wall. I will explain you all that with the books.